bodies are now being equipped with the new Joint Tactical Information Distribution System, operating in conjunction with Sentry Airborne Early Warning Aircraft and other Allied fighters. The system gives an unprecedented real-time picture of the air battle, including information obtained by other sensors and other fighters, or AEW aircraft. The crew can thus select its own target and move within kill distance without
Here we go for a loop. In the Transal formation. And here you go, look at the number 4, just splitting in between the two solos. Well done, Christophe Giraud, you succeeded again. Very unique in the world, you will see 8 Alpha Jet in close formation. Only one will stay the right way up. These 17 members will fly upside down, ladies. dead upside down. Well done, La Patrouille de France. And let's fly erect now, and then with the inverted barrel roll of the two outside wingmen and fly a new loop.
Comédien de top, cadence. Éclatement, stop, et stop.
The intermediate split of the Patrouille de France 2001. Woo! Coming left and right, and crossing at 700 miles an hour. Woo! This was the opposition pass avoidance. Look at that, kids. You're writing your notebooks. We do right in the skies here at Mildenhall. That's a nice one. You like it, Jill? Go, in front of you. Woo! Financing the 100 feet, closing speed 700 miles an hour. We should cross the earth. Woo! That was an air miss. Supposed to fly erect, and when they cross, they reverse. Woo! You like that, milady? Oh, she does. She's very shy today. I'm sure she does. This done, they join up again in the diamond formation with 6 aircraft. And here you go for a new loop. Hey, tourne à gauche. Tourne encore.
Tourne encore.
Tourne toujours.
Tourne toujours.
And flip flap, we fly erect again. Well done, the two solos. And now here on their side. Now the ninth pass.
And it's back in capability. The C-17 made its maiden flight on September 15, 1991. The first production model was delivered to Charleston Air Force Base, South Carolina on June 14, 1993. The first squadron of C-17s, the 17th Airlift Squadron, was declared operationally ready on January 17, 1995.
Mildenhall, UK. The newly modified Pacer Craig tanker, cruising at 300 knots, leads a pair of F-15Es from the 48th Fighter Wing, RAF Lakenheath. Beneath them are members of the 352nd Special Operations Group, RAF Mildenhall. Flying at 250 knots is the MC-130H Combat Talon II. Maneuvering below the Talon at a blistering 115 knots is a formation of MC-130P Combat Shadows, leading a 3-ship of MH-53M payloads. And oh boy, are they late. As many of you may remember, East Anglia has played host to a long line of aircraft and units. From World War I to the present day, fighters, bombers, tankers, and transports have called this area home. Talon 2. A defensive perimeter will then be established, and once the airfield is secured, it will be open for business. MC-130P Combat Shadow. The wounded will be assessed and given initial first aid, and then extracted below the on one of the tables. Reminder is the forces that is being rolled up in a Talon. Coming in from your left, the MH-53 Pavlo 4, one of the most sophisticated helicopters in the world. It has terrain-following radar that allows it to fly low-level in adverse weather, advanced electronic sensors to avoid enemy detection, and extensive electronic countermeasures to protect the crew from enemy attack. Crew members of the Pavlo work closely with members of the 321st Special Tactics Squadron, or STS. Here you will see the helicopters approach for a quick delivery of the STS airfield seizure team. Special Tactics airmen slide down ropes under the protective cover of the Pavlo's guns. The helicopter crew delivers the team and then drops each rope quickly and exits the area. The Pavlos will stay close by, awaiting any calls for medical evacuation, fire support, or team distraction. Members of the 321st Special Tactics Squadron are now demonstrating the fast rope insertion. This is a tactical means of infiltrating from a helicopter into a hostile environment without landing the aircraft. Special Tactics teams are equipped to rapidly establish the airfield, acting as primary source of tactical air traffic control and battlefield trauma care. Today, members of the 321st will demonstrate the airfield seizure. Special Tactics teams can deploy rapidly to establish assault zones for airlift aircraft in order to airdrop, land, and recover vital personnel, equipment, and any other feasible or expedient means. Each team is comprised of both combat controllers and pararescuemen, and is able to operate under the most austere and non-permissive conditions. Talon 2 is the premier weapon system designed for adverse weather, day or night, infiltration, exfiltration, and resupply of special forces in hostile territory. Other roles include psychological warfare and aerial reconnaissance. The nose has been heavily modified from the standard C-130 to accommodate the terrain avoidance and terrain-following radar. Standard equipment includes a precision ground mapping and weather radar. Inertia was inactivated and de-established. It was reborn in 1959 as the 702nd Strategic Missile Wing, stationed at Prosk, Isle, Maine. It was the only SNART missile unit in the Air Force. And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming in from your left will be an MC-130P Combat Shadow from the 67th Special Operations Squadron. They will be performing a max effort short field landing, rapid offload, and max effort takeoff. Coming in steeply to avoid small arms fire and any obstacles surrounding the airfield, the Shadow will precisely land on a selected aim point and rapidly stop. Racing from their aircraft will be additional members of the 321st Special Tactics Squadron. The MC-130P Combat Shadow is Special Operations Command's premier aerial refueling platform. Shadow crews fly clandestine or low visibility, single or multi-station level missions. flying in darkness, utilizing night vision goggles and infrared detection systems. Shadow crews are also capable of airdropping special operations teams, bundles, and combat rubber raiding craft, as well as performing blacked-out takeoffs and landings. MC-130Ps are also an integral part of the combat search and rescue mission. MC-130Ps are air refuelable, making it an ideal platform for supporting long-range special operations helicopter activities. Strategically stationed in every major theater, MC-130Ps have been a part of special operations since the mid-1980s. They provide critical air refueling to Army and Air Force helicopters during operations at Just Cause, Desert Storm, Northern and Southern Watch, Deny Flight, Assured Response, Restore Democracy, Uphold Democracy, Deliberate Force, to the hoist, either in a litter or on an object called a penetrator, and then lift he or she to safety. The pilot and the hoist operator must maintain a precise position over the survivor at all times, even in the dead of night. The SDS teams they support have a long and illustrious history. While deployed to Mogadishu, Somalia in 1993, Special Tactics Forces executed critical roles during the 3 to 4 October battle in the Olympic Hotel in downtown Mogadishu. For their heroic actions during the battle that raged for nearly 18 hours, Special Tactics personnel were awarded 1 Air Force Cross, 2 Silver Stars, 8 Bronze Stars, and 4 Purple Hearts. Most recently, Special Tactics Forces were deployed in support of the military operations in the former Republic of... Approaching now from the southeast, our KC-135 Stratotanker from the 351st Air Refueling Squadron, RAF Mildenhall, returns for a high-speed pass. The KC-135 Stratotanker's principal mission is air refueling. This aircraft greatly enhances the U.S. Air Force's capabilities, owing the Pacer Craig modification. Hailed as the glass cockpit, the designation Pacer Craig comes from the chosen name Pacer and the acronym for Compass, Radar, and Global Positioning System. Pacer Craig upgrades allow the aircraft to fly with just a pilot, a co-pilot, and a boom operator. Essentially a new cockpit, the upgraded avionics systems include 4 multifunctional displays, flight management system, and color weather radar. Additional modifications under the Block 30 program include enhanced ground proximity warning system, or GIP.
Nice, I like this one. A10 tank battle.
All right, the Royal Netherlands PC-7 display coming up here for you, right there. Forces and their equipment either by land or air, or rather air or land drop, and resupply force and transport the sick and wounded from the hostile area to advanced medical facilities. Or for wheeled vehicles, aft-facing seats, or sidewall canvas seats for passengers quickly and easily to handle over 30 different airlift missions. That can be used for interception, ground attack, and reconnaissance. The Swedish abbreviation JAS, fighter, J, attack, A, and reconnaissance, S. And now, such as the American F-16 and F-18. After an evaluation process, high agility, advanced target acquisition system, including powerful multi-role radar, modern weapons, low environmental signatures, and a comprehensive electronic warfare suite. States Navy.
German Tornado.
Primary role was to launch nuclear missiles. With terrain following a radar and extensive electronic countermeasures fit, the Mirage 2000N is intended for low-level penetration of enemy airspace, and it carries two Matra magic missiles for self-defense. In war times, it would operate at well under 300 feet. Dimensions, it is 47 feet 8 inches long and has a wingspan of 30 feet.
Have got receivers, and so when he says turn left now, so long as their radios are working properly, that's exactly what they do, and that's how they do it. This is the split stack spiral. So we too can make aerial patterns. This isn't quite the heart. It looks a little bit different. Sometimes we call it the falcon's bottom. But anyway, we can do manoeuvres much the same as the red arrows. How do they do those manoeuvres? On either side of the canopy, they have a toggle, a left and a right, and they'll simply pull down on the left to go left and pull down on the right to go right. The canopies are 220 square feet, and they're called Furies, and they're made of a ripstop nylon. Flight Sergeant.
Another jumper, without adversely affecting its flight characteristics. High and overhead, ladies and gentlemen, you see a 3-stack crew formation. These jumpers are going to connect to each other and rotate this formation into what we call a try-by-side. We have another 2-stack formation over to the left. And ladies and gentlemen, in 1961, became the Army's official aerial demonstration unit, and 1 year later adopted our nickname, the Golden Knights. Here comes our next jumper into the target area. These jumpers are going to land all along the shoreline, our try-by-side formation. Also at the very end of the shoreline, I think you'll see our cameraman. This jumper is actually the only female currently on the demonstration team. She's wearing an extra 25 pounds of equipment on her head to video today's jump. Ladies and gentlemen, the jumpers are going to be moving into the shoreline area. So if you'd like to see what it's like to pack one of these flexible wing gliders, just come up to the jumpers and they'll be glad to show you.
Draw that one down.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our performance for the day, and on behalf...
Eagles formed in 1968.
And now, winging its way into the air, the HM Thunderbolt redundant hydraulic flight control systems. This permits the pilots to fly and land when hydraulic power is lost. It's often said the A-10 is an aircraft designed around a Gatling gun, and if you get a chance to see it up close later on, you can see why. During the Gulf War, A-10s had a mission-capable rate of 95.7% and 8,100 sorties, launching 90% of the AGM-65 Maverick missiles during the conflict. Coming in from the left, the B-1B Lancer bomber. And now coming in from the left, a United States Air Force veteran, the B-52 Stratofortress, a long-range heavy bomber that can perform a variety of missions. The bomber is capable of flying at high subsonic speeds at altitudes up to 50,000 feet. The B-52 can carry nuclear or precision-guided conventional ordnance. And in regard to the B-52H Stratofortress, the use of aerial refueling gives the B-52 a range limited only by crew endurance. It has an unrefueled combat range in excess of 8,800 miles. That's 14,000 kilometers. And for more than 40 years, the B-52 has been the backbone of the
Sunshine, Mildenhall. Stoppage. Mr. Stilton.
As the B-52 is updated with
guy's
modern
good
technology,
time, no time.
capable of delivering the full complement.
He's landing nose down, Dad. Standing with his nose down. Not looking down. That's a good shot with that. but nose down. Your plane still nose down.
And roll under. During the Schneider turn flown at 180 knots, the AMX turn ratio does not exceed 750 feet. And the jet will now climb to 1,500 feet to perform what's called a half Cuban 8. The aircraft reaches 4,000 feet and comes to a total stop for several seconds. And the last flight maneuver before landing will be an inverted configuration. With this wide spiral dive, the pilot's repositioning the aircraft to land. Flaps and landing gear are extended during the aileron roll maneuver. The airplane reaches a bank angle of 150 degrees. This flight display underlines in the best way the particular docility and power of the G222, which entered the operative service in 1984. Now with landing lights on, the speed is 230 knots during this fast passover. As you can see, the maneuverability of the G222 is such that it can easily perform a complete barrel roll.
Only that old Fairford, they won't let them do anything.
Make note the G222 is the only transport aircraft in the world capable of this maneuver.
That's why they've kept them till last. Gotta do it again. Cool.
same kind of aircraft with a similar display, the Italian
Going
Flight
again.
Test Center won the Sir Douglas Bader Trophy at the 1997 edition of the International Air Tattoo at RAF Fairford.
This is how many can he do?
At the top of the bunt, the aircraft reaches zero gravity, and the puff of white vapor is a little engine oil vent due to the reduced gravity aboard.
Since the sun.
Make note the aircraft flying today is a normal production airplane with standard equipment on board. The GT-22 will now perform a right Schneider turn leading into a left Schneider turn. You can see the performance allows the GT-22 to turn with a speeds.
Oh, superb. I just think...
Now repositioning for landing. The aircraft reaches the initial point at 1,000 feet and 100 knots. The steep approach and landing is commonly used in tactical airlift operations in order to rapidly unload the payload along the runway without stopping or losing speed. Now landing a dive to ground. The aircraft uses constant speed and braking propellers. And after the touchdown, the GT-22 can stop in less than 600 meters.
Very good. Man of the match. Very good. I enjoyed that one.
Six of them were launched from Midway Island without fighter escort to attack the approaching Japanese fleet. But they were jumped by Zeros during their torpedo runs. 5 were shot down, while the 6th was so badly shot up that it was scrapped after landing at Midway with bomb bay doors open and only one fuel extended. handling of the Tucano is very jet-like, and its tandem cockpit layout prepares the student pilot for progression on a T-1 and fast jet aircraft on the front line. Like all our RAF training aircraft.
In the first half of the show, the boss returns with all 9 aircraft in close formation for the Angel Quarter Clover.
Oh, it's just the Angel of the North. They've still got it, Dom.
New manoeuvre for the 2001 season, the amazing 5-4 cross. Having ordered them down, if you now like to look to your right, you'll see where they might have just to fly straight through the middle of the formation for the goose. You'll see now as they trail a red smoke for one of the most popular manoeuvres the Reds fly. And as Red 9 spears the heart, the team would like to dedicate this heart to all the ladies in the audience, and the boss would like to dedicate it in particular to his wife, Amanda. To the Tucano and the Tornado, and he was also the Tucano display pilot in 1997. So if you look for the first time station crew facing up to each other, as the boss pulls up, he'll be performing a quarter clover towards the crowd. And as he points the aircraft vertically down, he'll order the formation to separate into 7 sections spanning away from you. And I'll let you listen into the radio as he orders the split. Upside down in turn, and then upside down together for the exciting shotgun. And again, I'll hand you over to the radio as Squad Leader Jim Proberts controls the manoeuvre. Form a loop, followed by all the other aircraft, for the Caterpillar loop. For the amazing corkscrew. Spectacular Jippo break. Their missed distance only 100 feet. And so for the first time today, you'll see them returning with Red 8 and 9 for a new manoeuvre for the 2001 season, the Jippo Pass. now going to perform 3 crosses in front of you. Just before they reach, they'll both enter the opposition loop. Filling 5 times the force of gravity, they should reach the top of the loop at 4,500 feet. And let's see how close they can get to each other at the top of the loop. And now for their third cross, where they'll be passing each other about 1,500 feet before levelling out at only 100 feet. Leaders benefit loop. If you now like to look to your left and right, you'll see Sinclair returning for the last time today. Having accelerated to 400 miles an hour with a closing speed of 800 miles an hour. Just before they reach each other, they'll perform the opposition barrel roll. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to look directly in front of you,
Quite good, yes. The thing with Dominic is approval. Yeah, I think so, yeah. What, Dominic?
Our display for you today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it as much as Ronnie and his team enjoyed performing for you.
G222, French.
The boss now needs to gather all his aircraft back together before he can perform a looping break back here.